Hello, everybody. This is our first lecture. We are going to focus on what is marketing, who does marketing, and why should we study marketing. So first and foremost, we are going to look at the definition of marketing by the American Marketing Association, which defines marketing as the activity set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So, by looking at this definition, we see that there are four components of marketing. Number one, that's creating, which encompasses creating and collaborating with suppliers and or customers offerings that have value. Number two is communicating, which is describing those offerings to customers as well as learning from customers. Number three, delivering, getting those offerings to customers as well as learning from customers. Exchanging, trading value for those offerings. So when we talk about value, we can definitely say that value consists of the tangible and intangible benefits associated with purchasing a product or service. So value varies from customer to customer based on each customer's needs. A company attempts to offer a product or service that has value, but ultimately it is the buyer that decides the value of the offering. If a buyer determines that a product or service has too high a price tag or is too much of a hassle to purchase, then the company has failed to create value in the eyes of the buyer. So we determine value as an equation, and value is actually determined as benefits received minus price plus hassle. And you can see that on the screen. So value is determined by the customer, and again, value is determined by the equation where value equals to benefits received minus price plus hassle. So for the purpose of this lecture, we are going to focus on the marketing concept. The marketing concept is basically shared by everybody in the company, and it is a philosophy which states that everybody should be focused on serving the customer to the best of their abilities at a profit for the organization. So we are going to look at different eras in marketing. Number one, we are going to look at the production orientation. So the production orientation states that companies believe that the best way to compete was by reducing production costs. So they really focused on producing cheap products which had benefits for consumers. The selling orientation, on the other hand, focuses on pushing the products by mostly by mass marketing, emphasizing on advertising and selling. So this is what the selling era was focusing on, basically pretty much on the selling orientation. The product orientation is characterized by a heavy focus on product innovation, whereas the value era is focused pretty much on creating value for the customers. And then we come to the one-on-one era, where it's very important to build a one-on-one relationship with a customer, understand their needs and wants, and try to satisfy those needs and wants. And then we reach the so-called service dominant orientation, which is an approach to business that recognizes that consumers want value no matter how it is delivered, whether it's via product or a service or a combination of the two, product plus service. So going forward, we're going to focus on creating values, creating offerings that have value. So when we speak about an offering, we always look at the combination of a tangible good, intangible service, and there's always a price associated with that. So we are talking about a bundle. So an offering is a bundle which consists of a tangible good, intangible service, and a price. So, how do we communicate offerings? We communicate offerings using different communication channels or different marketing channels. So, we can use print media, such as newspapers and magazines. We can use a product placement on TV and in movies, or we can use advertising, which again can be print and online advertising. Communicating offerings means describing the offering and its value to your potential and current customers, as well as learning from customers what they really want and need. And you can learn from customers by soliciting feedback from them using different channels. So they can actually talk about the product and share with you what they think. Lately, marketers have used a lot of social media channels to solicit feedback from the customer. Feedback can also be solicited by email if you use platforms such as SurveyMonkey to send emails to the customers where they can provide feedback on the product or service you're selling. Companies use many different forms of communication, including advertising on the web or television, on billboards and in magazines, through product placements in movies, and actually through direct selling salespeople. Delivering an offering that has value is much more than simply getting the product into the hands of the user. It is also making sure that the user understands how to get most out of the product and is taken care if he requires particular support or service later. And so value is delivered in part through the company's supply chain. Next, we're going to focus on delivering offerings and exchanging offerings. So when we say we exchange offerings, we pretty much focus on exchanging the offerings with the customer for something of value. So customers might perceive value in the product or service in order for them to satisfy giving up something that they have to obtain the offering. That's something that customers give up, maybe money, time, energy, information, or knowledge. Examples of transactions that do not involve money include using frequent flyer miles, completing an online survey to use bonus points toward a future purchase, and volunteering your time in exchange for a free gift. The initial exchange of offering does not end the relationship between the customer and the company. Follow up support, subscriptions for success to product, service plans, and warranty services are just a few of the continuing exchanges. An increasing awareness of the need to reduce landfill waste has led many companies to provide disposal services for their products. Going forward, we are going to also look at the key takeaways so far. So, per the American Marketing Association, we are focusing on four aspects, which really correspond to the four P's from the basic definition of marketing. So, if we look at the four P's, we have product, price, promotion, and place. And if we try to correlate those four P's to the components of the definition of marketing created by the American Marketing Association, we can see that product really corresponds to creating value, price corresponds to exchanging value, place corresponds to delivering value, and promotion corresponds to communicating value. We're going to look at which institutions actually do marketing. We have both for-profit companies and non-profit companies. So for-profit companies can be any corporations. I'm just showing a few examples here. Walmart, Procter and Gamble, different small businesses such as mom and pop restaurants, small shops, etc. Non-profit organizations such as charities, schools, hospitals, and governments. And we also focus on individuals who do marketing. So, why do individuals really engage in marketing? Individuals market themselves when seeking jobs, promotions, public office, and preferential treatment. To be considered for a job, a person must submit a resume and a letter of interest, as well as attend an interview. Every contact with a potential employer is an opportunity to market oneself. So, going through the steps of marketing oneself, we really have to create value and communicate that value to the receiver, which is a prospective employer or a supervisor if we're asking for a promotion in the workplace, and we receive something in exchange. We're going to also look at the impacts of marketing on society. So, marketing actually helps achieve profitable transactions. It delivers value, it benefits society, it also costs money because we have to invest money in the different marketing initiatives we're trying to undertake, and it also offers people different career opportunities. So we're going to look at different career opportunities for people who decide to pursue marketing careers. Um, Marketing research, merchandising, sales, advertising, product development, direct marketing, digital media, event marketing, and nonprofit marketing. It is costly. Prices can be lower, and it increases wants among customers for products and services that aren't really needed. If we look at marketing as a role in the organization or a functional area in the organization, we can also say that marketing people actually work hand in hand with other functional areas in an organization. And marketing professionals primarily focus on developing a marketing plan for an organization, and we can examine in details the development of a marketing plan in chapter 16 later on during the course. Here, we're just going to mention that there are several steps in creating a marketing plan. So, first of all, we have to develop a mission statement, strategy, and a vision and a value statement. And we do that by starting with consumers, current consumers or potential consumers, and doing marketing research or soliciting feedback. We also have to look at the environment, survey the environment, and evaluate the company. And we also, once we are done with that process, we start to create offerings that fulfill consumer needs. And then we actually communicate those offerings and deliver those offerings using supply chain management. And we always have a two-way communication with consumers, shoppers, and customers. We also have to examine the changing marketing environment. There are several themes or important trends that you will pay attention to. These are ethics and social responsibility, sustainability, the service dominant approach, metrics, and the fact that we all live in a global environment. A company marketing plan flows from its strategic plan. Both begin with a focus on customers, and the essential components of the plan are trying to understand customers, creating an offering that delivers value, communicating the value to the consumer, exchanging it with the customer, and evaluating the firm's performance. A marketing plan is therefore influenced by different environmental trends, such as social responsibility, sustainability, service dominant logic, the increased availability of data and effective metrics, and the global nature of the business environment.